The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in strokes of fiery orange and deep violet. In the village of Everglen, nestled between mountains and a shimmering silver lake, time moved differently. Elara, a girl with midnight-colored hair and star-twinkling eyes, sat by the lake, skipping stones. Each stone she threw didn't sink, it would leap higher and skip further, a small spark of the magic that flowed through her. She was a keeper of secrets, though she didn't know it yet. This evening was different. The air was charged with a peculiar energy that vibrated in her bones. As she tossed her final stone, it created a ripple that turned the water into liquid gold. From the center of this golden circle, a creature emerged. It was a being of pure light, a small luminous fox with a tail that trailed stardust. Its eyes, two brilliant sapphires, met hers, and a feeling of profound recognition washed over Elara. The fox, whom she instinctively knew was named Lumina, spoke not with a voice, but with a cascade of images and feelings. It showed her the heart of Everglen, a great ancient tree known as the Whispering Oak, whose roots were woven into the earth's magic. The tree was the source of all the small wonders in their village: glowing fireflies, flowers blooming in winter, and Elara's ability to make stones dance. But something was wrong. The images in her mind grew dark and fractured, showing the tree's leaves wilting, its vibrant bark turning gray. A great sorrow seeped into her heart. Lumina's message was urgent. The Whispering Oak was fading, its magic being siphoned by a forgotten entity known only as the Shadow Weaver. This being had long been sealed away, a relic of a time before history. But the seal was weakening. The Shadow Weaver fed on despair and apathy. And as the world outside Everglen grew more disconnected and joyless, its power grew. Soon, it would be strong enough to break free and cast the entire world into an eternal twilight, a state of magical nothingness. The only way to stop it was to reignite the tree's magic, to rekindle the very light that gave Everglen its soul. Elara, though just a child, felt an incredible weight settle on her shoulders. She was being asked to save not just her village, but the world. Lumina showed her the 3 keys to the tree's revival: a droplet of pure moonlight, a song of forgotten joy, and a tear of true courage. Each was hidden in a different realm, protected by ancient guardians. The first key was in the kingdom of Whispering Glades, where the moon's light was trapped in crystals. To find it, she would need to navigate a maze of illusions and riddles. With a deep breath, Elara rose, her heart thumping like a drum. The journey began in the Whispering Glades, a forest that was a labyrinth of glowing ferns and trees with silvery leaves. Each rustle of the wind sounded like a whispered secret, and the shadows seemed to twist with a life of their own. Lumina, now a faint glow, zipped ahead, guiding her through the twisting paths. The ground beneath her feet felt soft, and the air was cool, smelling of petrichor and ancient wood. She knew she was on the right path when the air began to shimmer with a faint, silvery light. After what felt like an eternity, they arrived at a clearing where a magnificent, moonlit crystal stood, pulsing with a gentle glow. It was surrounded by luminous sprites, the guardians of the moonlight. They spoke in a chorus of chiming bells. To earn the droplet, she had to answer a riddle. I am a silent storyteller, a mirror of what was and what will be. I am both an empty space and a holder of all light. What am I? Elara thought hard, her mind racing. A memory, she whispered. The sprites chimed with delight. The night sky, she added. The moon's light held the memories of the stars and the future of the cosmos. As her answer was accepted, a small shard of the crystal broke off and shimmered in her palm, liquefying into a single pure droplet of moonlight. It felt cool and alive. With the first key secured, she and Lumina continued on their quest to the realm of sunken echoes, a place where the deepest emotions and lost songs resided, guarded by a powerful ancient being. The sunken echoes were not a place of water, but of forgotten sounds. It was a cavern filled with silent echoes, where the air was heavy with the weight of lost laughter and unheard melodies. The guardian was a creature made of liquid silver, a serpent-like being that slithered through the air. It did not speak, but hummed a low, mournful tune that vibrated in Elara's soul. To gain the second key, she had to find the song of forgotten joy and sing it back to the guardian. Lumina zipped around, illuminating faint, ethereal musical notes that floated in the air like dust motes. Elara realized they were not just notes, they were moments of pure, unadulterated joy. A child's first laugh, the feeling of the sun on your face after a long winter, seeing a loved one after a long time. She caught the notes in her mind, feeling the emotion behind each one, and began to weave them into a simple, heartfelt melody. As she sang, the silver serpent began to change. Its scales, once a dull gray, began to shimmer with brilliant hues of green and blue. The mournful hum it had been making transformed into a beautiful, harmonious melody that intertwined with Elara's song. When she finished, a beautiful crystalline tear of solidified joy fell from its eye. It floated towards her, and she cupped it carefully. The second key was hers. With renewed determination, she and Lumina set off for the final destination, the Mount of Silent Tears. It was a treacherous, jagged peak that pierced the clouds. The air was thin and cold, and a constant, mournful wind howled around them. The path was slick with ice, and every step felt heavy. This was a place where courage was not just tested, but born. The guardian was not a creature, but the mountain itself, its jagged peaks and cold stone, a manifestation of fear and doubt. To earn the last key, she had to face her own deepest fears, to confront the doubts that whispered in her heart. Elara knew that the final key was a tear not of sadness, but of strength, a testament to her unyielding resolve. Her journey up the mountain was a test of will. The wind would whisper her greatest fears in her ear, the fear of failure, of being alone, of not being strong enough. Every gust of wind was a personal challenge. There were moments when she wanted to give up, to return to the safety of Everglen, but then she would remember the fading whispering oak and the hope of her village. Just as she was about to take a step, a great gust of wind howled, and the path ahead of her vanished, leaving only a great, dark abyss. The voice of her doubt was loudest here, telling her she was just a child, that this was a fool's errand. Elara closed her eyes, and instead of listening to the wind, she listened to her own heart. She remembered the moonlight and the song of joy. She was not alone. With a surge of courage, a raw, powerful feeling that swelled in her chest, she took a leap of faith into the empty air. Her eyes wide open, she did not fall. Instead, the air beneath her feet solidified into a new path. The mountain, having witnessed her act of courage, yielded. A single, pearlescent tear materialized on the cold stone. It was a tear of true courage, born from her willingness to face the unknown. The story of Elara and her quest became a legend in Everglen. She was no longer just a girl who could make stones dance. She was the guardian of the village's heart. Lumina, the little fox of stardust, became a permanent resident, a beautiful, luminous reminder of the magic that lay just beneath the surface of the world. And so the world of Everglen was saved, not by a great warrior, but by a young girl with a brave heart. a song of joy and a tear of courage.